So this recipe is from one of my favorite vegetarian food blogs called Green Food Story, and I'll link it down below. I switched around the recipe just a tad, but essentially it was such a great recipe that I really wanted to share it with you guys. So I started off by washing a whole kind of a big head of broccoli, and I swear I am going to get a bigger food processor soon, but you just blend and puree until it turns into really fine and small pieces. Next, I put in about 2 tablespoons of basil, and flavoring is where you can kind of take this bread where you want to go. If you want it to be more salty or more acidic, I added a little bit of olive oil, about 2 tablespoons, and then a tablespoon of lemon juice, just so that the basil can puree a little bit more easy, but I also wanted to richen up the bread a little bit. So it's really according to you, kind of in terms of flavor at this point. And then you want to crack in 4 large eggs. The bread is definitely more eggy and a little bit more fluffy just because of the eggs. Next, I substituted garbanzo flour instead of the original almond meal, just in case if people had nut allergies, and I had already made it with the almond flour before, so I wanted to find out how the garbanzo bean flour would fare, and it actually did just fine. It's great in protein and everything else. So I'm just kind of whisk that together until everything is smooth. I eventually switched to a spatula, which made it a little bit easier, but you can see how nice that yellow color is that the egg yolks imparted in. Next, salt and pepper to taste. So this is, again, one of those things where if you really want to highlight the bread a little bit more, you want to put more flavorings into it. But if you kind of want it to be kind of that basic foundation, then you don't have to put as much. So I lined a 13.5 by, I think, a 9-inch pan with some parchment paper so that it wouldn't stick, and now I'm just kind of putting in all of the batter and using my hands to smush it all down into a nice flat piece. If the broccoli happens to stick to your hands, put a little bit of water on it, and it should be fine. So you see how nice that turned out. I actually like that the basil was a little bit bigger in pieces than I had hoped for it to be, because it shows up a little bit better. So in a 400-degree oven it goes for 20 to 25 minutes. And when you take it out, you can see that it is a little bit golden on the sides, and when you touch it, it is fairly firm. So remember to touch your baked goods and go by feel instead of by time. I'm just going to let it rest for a couple minutes so that it's a little bit easier for me to handle. I'm just sliding it out of the pan right now, and then I'm going to be flipping it over and then cutting it into about 9 pieces. Just peeling that back. And then I'm using a ruler because I do want this to be fairly bread-like, so I want it to be uniform so that I don't have weird looking sandwiches. And I divided it into 3 first, and then 3 again. That's pretty good. I think I had some weird measurements there, but I had to kind of guesstimate in between. So you can see how nice that is, because it's actually really fluffy, and you can see the little broccoli bits in between, and the eggs really kind of made this bread puff up a little bit. So it wasn't, it was dense, but it was eggy, so it wasn't really that dense. And it was really the perfect backdrop to any sandwich. It's kind of like when adults try to hide vegetables inside kids' foods. I think that this is kind of the same thing for adults, although you can give it to kids too, because it's magnificent. And you don't really, if you like broccoli or not, it tastes like broccoli, but it's not overpowering, and you can definitely have a sandwich and just really enjoy the vegetal flavors, but not have it be overly intense. And it's nice because you get to have your sandwich, and then you get to have this kind of extra serving or so of vegetables as well, which is good for you. So there you have it, guys. Broccoli basil bread. It's good for you. It's good to eat, and I hope you guys give it a try. Let me know what you think. As usual, like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye!